The focus for this week and the next week coming up is kind of our swing path. This is kind of our last little step before we jump into speed training in a couple weeks. So this is kind of that last building step, as I kind of just said. So this drill that I'm about to demonstrate is really for my students that come a little over the top at it. Maybe they are not as inside out as they would like to be. This would also be a really good feeling for people who struggle getting the ball just in general off the ground. You could even go as far as saying this would be a really good feeling for short game and stuff like that. So this drill kind of has multiple purposes to it. It's going to help us train what our trail shoulder should be doing and how that should work in the downswing. So let's show you how to do the drill and then kind of walk you through how this is going to feel. So you can go and grab a club. It can be an 8-iron, a 6-iron, it could be a wedge, it doesn't really matter. But in your trail hand, so for us right-handed players, our right hand, we're going to go ahead and place the club face right in the palm of my hand, and I'm going to actually go ahead and flip the club back behind me. Okay, so the club face is still in my palm, the club is now behind my right arm. All right, and my arm is at like a 90-degree angle, right? Like my arm's not overly folded, and it's not like way out here, okay? So straight up and down, and again, you'll notice the club now is straight up and down. The club shouldn't be like out here to the side or back like underneath you just yet, okay? So what I'm gonna do once I get in this position, palm, there we go, okay, so palm at you. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and take my opposite hand here, and I'm gonna grab the grip of the club. Okay, and you're gonna notice when I grab, I'll get a little closer so you can see. You'll notice when I grab the grip, I'm not like grabbing it. I have just my fingertips on the grip. Okay, so what I'm gonna do here from here is I'm actually gonna bend forward into my golf posture, and I'll show you this in just a second from the other view. Right, so as I bend forward, what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna pull this club out in front of me. You notice what my right arm does, it kind of folds back and tilts backwards. That would be what we refer to as external rotation in our shoulder and our arm, okay? So we want that feeling in the golf swing. We see a lot of players that come to us who come over the top and slice and their arm stays forward, and this will look different from the other view in just a second, okay? But once I get here and I pull this thing forward, again, you notice I'm not letting my arm overly fold, it's not extended, stays in that nice 90-degree, okay? From here though, what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna take my fingertips on the grip and I'm actually gonna pull it in front of me. Now you notice when I do that, my hip goes forward, my body actually starts to rotate a little bit, but you notice my arm stays in that 90-degree and that club comes straight across me. I'm not getting here and going this way and like overly tilting it, right? And I'm not trying to just pull it around me because that's me actually just pulling my shoulder over the top. Okay, so I want to make sure that I pull this grip kind of down and in front of me, and that way too it helps my elbow now get in front of my hip. Let's flip around here so you can see this from this view. Okay, if I do that same motion again, my elbow stays in front of my hip. My elbow doesn't come into my hip, my elbow doesn't go away from my hip, I pull it straight down. Okay, if I start to notice this now, right, notice my thumb would be in that nice pointing up position. I can't do it right now because of the way the club's positioned, but I don't have my palm facing the ground. My palm's not facing the sky. I've got my palm almost facing like straight out to the side here, and my thumb is up almost at like a 45-degree angle. It's not straight up and down, it's like a 45, okay? So, from the top, down, top, down. If you're someone who comes over the top, it might look like this, right? And now all of a sudden that club, actually the grip of the club's like jabbing me in my left thigh, okay? We don't want that. It needs to come in front of me, and then it can come around, okay? So as I do that, it helps me learn good posture, it helps me learn good body rotations, and then from there we can start actually trying to replicate that feeling with our golf ball. Right, if I set up there and I do my little drill real quick, and kind of set up here and I just kind of have that feeling. Alright, after I've done that a few times, I'm going to step up, no ball just yet, go back, That same kind of feeling. Elbow gets back in front of me. I'm still in posture. Right? And then I can rotate through. And then as I start to get comfortable with that, move on to my ball and kind of do that same thing. And make good contact with it, going nice and slow, okay? Not trying to hit it super hard first, as always, as I stress to you guys. But that would be a really good drill for my players who, struggle getting the ball in the air, hitting it further if you come over the top at it, anything like that. So hopefully this helps you guys. If you have any questions, as always, let me know.